Welcome to the Imperial Brickz YouTube channel. It's Nixter here, and in this series, I'm collecting all the minifigures or characters seen in LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga video game. In this video, we'll be adding a new minifigure to the main display here. We'll be adding a new minifigure to the extra toggle display, and of course, we'll be correcting one of the figures from the main display here. So without further ado, let's get into this. Of course, if you want a display case like this for your own collection, you can find a link down in the description below. The minifigure we're going to be correcting today, you probably didn't notice that he didn't have it, but this guy needs the correct head. And I knocked over the security droids, so we'll get that fixed, and we'll go get this fixed. Here you can see we've got the Commander Battle Droid, and he does feature right now just a plain battle droid head or standard battle droid head, and what he needs is the head from a commander battle droid. Now, I'm pulling it from this one. It happens to be the one with the yellow dot on the torso. I believe there's one or two other versions, but if we can get the head out of this, you can see that we do have the nice large yellow marking going all the way over the entire little back little fin, and all the way onto the forehead area almost. And the one thing you'll notice is that the yellows don't match. Now, unfortunately, there is no matching yellow LEGO torso, as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there is not. And so this is the best we've got. Hopefully, LEGO decides to make like that school bus yellow, orangey yellow color for the droid torso, and then I think that should probably match. But fortunately, it's not too glaringly obvious that the yellows don't match, and I think he will look just fine in the display. The mini kit build we're adding today is the TIE Bomber from the Speeder Showdown level. That is the third mission within the Episode 6 levels, and you can see here it's a relatively simple build to get all the parts for this. I actually bought the 4 different LEGO kits that contained, one had the wing, one had the other wing, one had this fuselage, and one had this fuselage. And after having all 4 of the sets, you can assemble them all to build this. You can see we've got 2 nice pad prints, and maybe we can do a little bit of a zoom here. One isn't so lined up, but this one is beautifully lined up. Got some nice gray, dark gray, and black outline on the print there. You can see we've got some detail for the engines, nothing super fancy, and no print for the windscreen on the cockpit. It actually does not really look that good, and this mechanism right here doesn't really look that good either. But nonetheless, that is our TIE Bomber. The only other thing I think worth mentioning is that the fuselage parts, these cylinders, are only held up with the help of this part, which is just kind of funny because I was like, wait, how does this work? And that actually just holds them. You can see there's one on the other side as well. But yeah, interesting building technique, and that is the mini kit build we're going to add to the collection today. So we'll add this towards the end. The character we're adding to the main display is Episode 5 Han Solo, but you're probably saying to yourself, well, Nixter, this Han Solo was already in the display, so how could we possibly be adding it? Well, let's take a close look at this one. So with the light hitting it, you can kind of see the prints for the pockets, and yeah, they actually look kind of nice. But for the most part, when you're looking at it in the display, it looks something like this. And you really can't see the pocket prints, which is super unfortunate because, you know, if you could use this figure for your TCS figure, and it's just not as good as I would like it to be, right? Again, with the light hitting it, it looks okay. I promised you in the display it looks like this, and it doesn't look good at all. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing this guy. So what I have here from Nietzsche Customs is their Episode 5 Han Solo minifigure. We're going to be comparing them, and I think we're going to be putting this one in the display in the place of this guy right here. So let's take a closer look at the two of these. Now, right off the bat, the prints from the Nietzsche Customs one are standing out a little bit more. The collar or chest print is looking almost pinkish, which is interesting. And another interesting detail I'm just noticing, the collar on the Nietzsche Customs one is round, while the Orbital Minifigs one is straight lines. So we're going to have to go and check and see which one of those is correct. And I really don't know. That's kind of interesting. Everything else seems to look identical, though. I'm just trying to see. Some of the lines on the Nietzsche Customs one appear to be a little bit thinner, but that's about it. The pockets look a little bit like they're like italic, while these are a little bit more squared off. So we'll just have to see which ones of these are more accurate to the in-game version. But again, because the black is easier to see on the Nietzsche Customs print, we're going to be using this one in the display for the time being. Of course, if something even nicer presents itself, we'll replace it again, this figure. But another thing worth mentioning, we've got the custom face print on the Nietzsche Customs Han Solo, which is really exciting. That's a pad print, and I think that looks really nice. And that's something I've been saying for a while now, that I'd like to get different Han Solo expressions for the figures, because there are so many in the TCS display. So we're going to get this guy added or switched into the display in just a minute here. But stick around, because the extra toggle figure we're about to add is a big one, very expensive. Here is the minifigure we're going to be adding to the extra toggle display. And if we could get a drum roll, please. We're going to take this sleeve off and unveil who it is we're going to be adding. And look at that. It is Dr. Evazan. So this guy, as you can see, is from Cristo 7108. The quantity on this figure is 30. You can see we've got number 1 of 30, which is kind of cool for once. I don't usually get number 1s, and we even have a signature from Cristo himself on the back there. But we'll set that aside for now, because all we really care about is the minifigure inside. Now, I haven't really looked too much at this figure, I don't think, since I got it, so hopefully it is in very nice condition. But you can see here the hair, which is interesting, is loose. Now, I've heard from people that the parts from Cristo often shrink, but this obviously has not done that yet, because as you can see, it's sliding around now. In the display, this won't be too much of an issue, but it's definitely kind of annoying, especially for the amount of money this figure cost. Now, the value on this figure is, I believe, about $450. I don't think we have seen a re-release from Cristo since this batch of figs got made by him. And yeah, you can see the print on the torso is absolutely perfect. Let's get a closer look at this. I mean, just genuinely dialed in print. The actual torso piece looks really nice. No crazy scratches. Looks like maybe some fingerprints on there, but that's not a big deal. We've got the nice lined up print for the belt. Again, just notice how the border around the belt is just the same width all the way around. Nice centered gold belt buckle there. The print for the face, of course, also extremely dialed in. Perfect, if you will. And it looks like the hair is like a slightly darker gray color. The eyebrows seem to match the hair, which is cool, but it's not black. You'll notice the eye there is actually black, or the mouth detail. So yeah, made up color hair. I guess this is probably more accurate to the game. I want to say he does have a weird color hair in the game. So cool to see that Cristo went the extra mile to make the correct color, I'm assuming. And yeah, I'm really excited to be able to add this to the extra toggle display. If you haven't seen my Mos Eisley Cantina mock, I'm a big fan of that whole entire scene in episode 4. And so getting the TCS style Cantina characters, something that I'm very excited about, and especially those extra toggle characters, or the NPCs that I talked about getting in last Friday's video. So yeah, let's get this guy added to the display now. You can see that I already started rearranging again some of the stuff in this extra toggle display, which, there's nothing we can do about that. That this is just going to be the state of the display until we get more figures to put in here, but I believe this is where Dr. Evazan goes. So we're going to grab him and we're going to put him right up here in the display. Of course, just knocked over the Womp Rat, another thing that I'm considering putting on its own shelf there. But yeah, there is Dr. Evazan next to Whir, and hopefully we can continue to get more of these extra toggle or just other characters from the game very soon here. Over here at the TV console, we're going to need to make some more space on the original trilogy side here. And these are actually episode 5 builds. So that's episode 6. It's going to go there. That's backwards. There is the TIE Bomber. We also got Vader's TIE here. You can see the other builds we have from episode 5, episode 4, episode 2, and episode 1. And eventually I'm going to have to get a shelf to put these all on because this is not going to be able to hold them all. But hopefully soon here we can start getting some more of these prequel trilogy builds and start getting this side a little bit more filled in. But yeah, there are the mini kit builds so far. Back over at the main TCS display, we've got our Commander Battle Droid. As you can see, I did not fix the security battle droid. Let's get that fixed. There he goes, and here goes the Commander Droid. Beep, boop, boop. Roger, roger. And, uh-oh, look at that. This guy, oh, no, he does have the dark red. I just realized that that's a lot less print than that guy. I wonder if those are supposed to look like that. I'll have to double check on that. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments. But there are the corrected, I assume, battle droids. And now we can add our Han Solo. So I dropped the Han Solo on the floor before I went to hold him up like this. And I noticed that his left arm has bite marks all over it. That is not acceptable. So yeah, I'll definitely going to have to be reaching out to Niji Customs about that because I don't know how you get torsos with bite marks on the arms. But anyway, for now, we're going to pretend that I didn't see that or say that, and we're going to put him right there in the TCS display. And there it is so far. Now, I have quite a few figures on hand and coming in the mail. I'm not going to say which ones because I don't want to spoil anything, but I just want to let you guys know that there's a lot more cool pad-printed figures being added to the TCS collection here very soon, and hopefully I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for the displaying of this, but I would like to start getting some of the vehicles that are also featured in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, so we'll probably end up getting like a big shelf that can fit all of those as well as the mini kit builds, so stay tuned for that and lots more TCS content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and go check out imperialbricks.com for all your official LEGO Star Wars minifigure needs.